Hey OU! Welcome back to another exciting episode of Explore OU. I'm your host, Lucy Price, and we have a great episode for you today. This month, we'll check out the Career Services Internship Mixer, then we'll check out the Fencing Society here at OU, then we'll test some of the OU students on St. Patrick's Day trivia, and finally, we'll sit down with Dick Goody, the director of the OU Art Gallery, to find out more about the gallery. Stay tuned. Ready, camera one? Welcome back to Explore OU. First on the docket, we're going to check out an event hosted by Career Services called the Internship Mixer. This allowed students to mix with local employers to try and find internship and job opportunities for the future. Let's check it out.
So today we are at Oakland University, and we are at the Oakland University Internship Mixer that is put on by Career Services. We have upwards of 60 companies and close to 300 students in attendance today. The main focus is to really engage our students with experiential learning opportunities out in the market. So our internship mixer is actually an annual event, and we're excited that this is continuing to grow. We've expanded this event to close to 60 employers today, and in the future we will be having a government and nonprofit mixer as well in this month, and we're looking forward to showcasing different ways in different industries to engage students in different opportunities.
Well, I came to check out the employers, but also see if I can get a little bit of knowledge if they have any available internships for my major. It was a great opportunity for students to learn about the different companies and also, get their resumes looked at and learn what they could do to gain those internships that they're looking for.
We have heard a lot of positive feedback from employers that our students are very engaging, they're here to learn about opportunities in the industry, and most importantly, they're here to find out what the niche would be in the future so that they can contribute to different organizations.
I found a couple companies that I'm going to, apply to, but also research and, get my facts down. It should be a good opportunity for me. These are definitely important for students because they get the experience that they're looking for. They can network with all the professionals. They can get their resumes looked at. They can learn about the different jobs that are going on, and it's very helpful, because you're not by yourself looking for it. You got these great career services and these faculty that want to help you, and also the companies that want to help you get those jobs. So it's a great opportunity for students to look into.
So we feel this is an important event so that students can be competitive in the market. It really helps to understand what internships and experiential learning opportunities are out in the industry, and it really helps define for students their career passions for the future.
What a great event! Be sure to check out other Career Services events to help develop your professional career. Up next, we're going to take a look at one of our cool student-run clubs here at Oakland. The Fencing Society of OU invited Explore OU to check out one of its practices and learn what the club is all about in our new monthly club feature. Let's check it out.
Fencing Club is a sports club ran by students rather than like a department or something like that. So Our club is both recreational and competitive.
We get together, have fun, hit each other with swords. We also do tournaments where we get to compete against other schools.
It started back in the 1980s with DC, our coach back there, and a few other people. The head coach of University of Detroit's varsity team actually started fencing at Oakland in this club. The club used to be just recreational until we joined the Midwest Fencing Conference a year before I joined, I believe, about 2011, 2012 season. So we've been a lot more competitive recently, but we are still recreational, so if people just wanted to practice with the team, they can do that as well. We also look for competitive members to go out and compete in a season that's pretty much year-round.
The first thing we do in practice is usually we'll run around, get warmed up a little bit. Then we will do some footwork, so general walk forward, walk backwards, some lunging. That is a lot of leg work, and it's really exhausting a lot of the time, so it's good practice to get ready for a bout where you're going to be running back and forth on the strip a lot.
After that, we do about blade or timing drills for fencing.
Then we'll do some bouts, and we'll tally up the scores and everything, and it's a lot of fun. You can kind of see who would win in a bout.
It's a unique sport that I had unfortunately never got to get into when I was younger. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty much one of the only sports where the goal is to actually hit someone and you score. And the best part about it is people don't really get hurt because since you're wearing all of the protective equipment, it's one of the safest sports around.
I would watch, movies with people sword fighting and everything, or I'd read stories and they talk about all the techniques and everything, and I'd think, I want to know how to do that. I want to learn how to sword fight like a sword fighter. It's really nice. It's a really warm club, and you learn a lot about swordplay. The coolest thing for me is probably doing the tournaments out of state with other schools. You can kind of see, am I actually any good at this? Gauge yourself against other players.
Honestly, pulling off the best touches and coolest touches, for example, doing like a jump parry or a pulse, pulling that off feels so great. There are certain universities that don't offer something as cool as fencing, and fencing, it is an art. It is an art, so it's sort of a different art, but at the same time, it's honestly just a lot of fun.
How cool! To learn more about the Fencing Society or learn how to join, be sure to check out their Facebook page and GrizzOrgs. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, Explore OU's Horacio Z will sit down with the director of the OU Art Gallery, Dick Goody, to find out more about the gallery. Stay tuned.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Hi, and welcome back to Explore OU. I'm Horacio Zaglimbia, and today we are at the OU Art Gallery with Associate Professor of Art, Director of the Art Gallery, and Curator of the OU Art Collection, Dick Goody. Dick, thank you for sitting down with us and talking with us today.
My pleasure.
So let's get right into it, Dick. Where are you from, and where did you go to school, earn your degrees, and all that?
I'm originally from Windsor in England, and I was, initially I think I wanted to work in theatre, and I did work in theatre for a while, being a set designer or something like that. But I found that you practically live there.
Right.
You don't. And eventually I thought, why don't I just be a painter? It's what I really enjoy doing. So I went to Bath Academy of Art in the west of England, and then after that I went to the Slade School of Fine Art in London and did an MFA.
Okay.
and very shortly after that, I moved to America.
Nice.
So, you know, I just felt that there was more potential for me to move on. You know?
And you came here to Michigan initially? That was.
I initially came to Michigan, and you know, I've spent time in other places since I've been here, but I am rather fond of Detroit.
Yeah.
And this area.
Well, more specifically about OU, how long have you been at OU?
I started here in the 90s, but I actually was offered this job in 2000, so it's been you know, 15 years, and I've really seen a lot of things change,
right?
A lot of things grow. It's just a great place to work. It's a young place to work, so the things that we're doing now will have a big impact on the future.
So Dick, tell us a little bit about the history of the art gallery, where it came from and where it is now.
So starting out, there were these things. Well, there's this, obviously a place called Meadowbrook Hall, Meadowbrook Theatre, and there was an entity called Meadowbrook Art Gallery. These were the sort of tripod of the arts and culture at OU. And around 1967, the gallery was sort of inaugurated in this building, which is an assembly room.
Sure.
And the curator at the time, Kiichi Yusawi, was he actually used to hang out with Yoko Ono in New York before she met John Lennon.
Wow.
And he was a sort of modernist painter.
Right.
And he came here as part of the faculty and eventually became the curator of the gallery.
Wow.
So a lot of people that were interested in really ultra-modernist work, minimalism and things like that, were drawn to him and worked with him. And he was here until about the mid-90s.
Okay.
And then the gallery sort of, I'm not saying it lost its direction, but it really didn't have a leader. And it didn't belong to the Department of Art and Art History. It was an auxiliary, like the theatre.
Yes.
And we in the department felt that it should really be part of the department because it's for students and it's also a way for them to sort of integrate and dovetail into the art world, whatever the art world is. This is a sort of nexus for that, if you like. It's a portal for that. So that's where I come along. I was hired after Kiichi Yusawi resigned. I came on board, and ever since, you know, I love my job. You know, I as I say, I get to choose what's going to be in here. It's a fantastic opportunity and a great privilege.
Tell me about the OU Art Gallery. I know you're the director here. What is your role with it? What does a director entail?
Well, I think when I first started, I said, well, what am I going to be doing? And the person that offered me the job said, well, you're going to be sitting in that chair and you're going to be thinking of these visionary ideas for exhibitions, and then you're going to have to fund them because there really wasn't very much money. There wasn't even enough money to pay gallery guards.
Right.
I had to fundraise for that.
Oh,
so there was no money for programming. The initial thing that really got me excited too was I thought we could do a catalogue.
Right.
Because these shows usually last about 5-6 weeks. And what happens after that?
Right.
They disappear. They become a memory. But if you've got a catalogue, we've still got copies of that catalogue. And they become a part of the, you know, it's bibliographic data, which wouldn't exist otherwise.
Right.
And it really adds to the legacy of what we're doing. And I think it's really important. So I don't know how we've managed to do it, but we've managed to do an exhibition catalogue with almost every exhibition we've ever done.
Wow, that's very impressive. So obviously you're the director of the art gallery here, and like I said earlier, you also serve in a couple of other roles at OU, an associate professor and the curator of the OU art collection. Can you tell us a little bit about those roles?
Well, first of all, I see myself as a teacher. You know, I mean, I love teaching. I say I'm a teacher, really I'm more of a mentor. I do teach classes, you know, so that's an important role. Other than that, I think I'm an ambassador for this university. I do a lot of moderating and I serve on panels.
Okay.
I was the inaugural Kresge Artist Fellowship juror, one of the jurors.
Wow.
So the first time they did that, I was there working with other people, international artists, and we chose, you know, our great 18. And so within the university, I'm always trying to think of ways to, you know, I sound like a fascist, but I think it should be mandatory that every student should get a ticket punch to say they've been to the gallery. Because, you know, most people, when polled, like in going to a museum or art gallery, to going to a church.
Right.
And that's marvelous,
Absolutely.
but it's a bit like that, you know, I feel a bit scared in here. So we're trying to find ways to break down that wall. Other than that, you know, one of the things I did when I first came on board was there was a lot of artwork around campus.
Sure.
Some of it had fallen behind filing cabinets. Records were not in the best condition. There were some objects out there worth hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Wow.
which I felt should have been in a secure location. It doesn't matter whether it's great art or slightly great art or just average art.
Right.
It's part of our collection. We're responsible for it. It doesn't belong to us. It's going to belong to future generations.
Yep.
We have to safeguard it. So I've got as much of it back here as I can. And I serve on various units. We have an Arts at Oakland committee. I serve on that. And sometimes I'm serving on a colleague's tenure review. So, you know, it's a very mixed bag.
Wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Going back to what you were saying about students, you know, mandatory ticket punches, what would you say for those students who haven't gotten their ticket punches, explaining what the OU Art Gallery is?
It's a multiple source platform, if you like. I mean, you can come here and sit on the floor if you want. You know, you can come here and not read the labels if you want.
Right.
You can come here and just take a break. I remember when Verinder Mugul was the provost, sometimes he'd just walk down the corridor and come in here just to empty his mind and meditate upon something. You know, and I really, I mean, we're here to sort of challenge students in some ways. I mean, we're not showing sunflowers in saturated light. You know, we want students to understand that art is a changing, you know, dynamic thing, and what people were looking at 20 years ago isn't the same as what they're looking at now. We do want to educate people. We don't want to hit them over the head with it.
Absolutely.
But it is a place for it's a place for pleasure as well. So, you know, it's got many roles, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully, you know, students, you know, learn more as it grows and keep coming in, because
well,
it's
I think
important.
the best thing they can do is come as a group, like 3 or 4 people, because then they can have an argument about what's going on.
What types of art and art collections do you aim for when you are looking for collections to put on display here
Well,
at the
the great
OU
thing
Art
about
Gallery?
Oakland University Art Gallery is that it's nimble and flexible. We're able to make a fast turnaround. We're able to take opportunities when they present themselves, whether they're funding opportunities or the availability of work. We have a reputation that we have fulfilled our mission, if you like, particularly in terms of borrowing from New York galleries, because you know, we've got publications that show what we've done before. We've got a proven track record. We don't break objects. They come back in one piece.
Right.
And we take very great care of the art. So we've got great flexibility in what we do. It's very rare that I'm looking down through a telescope trying to figure out what we're going to do.
Sure.
Things are coming to us all the time.
Right.
So it's not, it's never a problem figuring out what to do. It's very organic and very holistic, and it seems to work.
Yes. And what are some of the key things and benefits that students, art students, and regular students get from the art gallery?
Well, one of the things is, and this happens all the time, but most recently, Carlos Rolón, this is his exhibition, was talking to a bunch of senior students. That kind of interaction with an international artist here at Oakland, well, that's pretty fantastic.
Do you display some of the OU students' artwork here at the gallery?
Twice a year we show student artwork from the graduating capstone class.
Wow.
You know, it's always interesting because students will do anything, you know, and, you know, our job is to get this idea that very often is talked about and isn't visualized until the end of the semester, and get it into this space so that it looks absolutely fantastic.
Sure.
And sometimes students don't realize that there's something called engineering. The work has to be well engineered.
Yes.
It can't go on the wall and then fall off the wall.
Right.
You know, and so that they start to learn about those things, which are, you know, how artists operate in the workplace, and how they have to, you know, a collector isn't going to buy something that looks, you know, like it's about to fall apart.
Right.
So, but sometimes contemporary art looks just like that. It looks like something that's about to fall apart. So we have to sort of infuse all of that into the show and make it look as good as we can. Our students get to show their work in a place where international artists show their work.
Yeah.
What a great opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, while we're wrapping up here, can you tell us where students would go to find information about the art gallery and where the art gallery is actually located for those watching that don't actually know?
Very easy to find the art gallery. It's right next to Meadowbrook Theatre. And everybody knows that the President's office is in Wilson Hall, so we're just down from there. Where would you find information? You'd only have to go as far as Facebook. You just type in Oakland University Art Gallery. You could go to our website. You could email me. You know, my name's on the website, so I'm not going to give it out right now. But you know, I'm accessible. If a student wants to say, you know, wants to see something in the collection, call me, email me. I'll show you it. I love showing students art. It changes their lives.
Absolutely.
You know, so if you look at a Picasso from 1910, and then you look at some of our African masks, there's a connection. You can see it. It's palpable. It's energizing. So, you know, we're open for business. Come on down.
That's wonderful, and I really hope people do.
As I say, that you're bringing out the fascist in me again.
Yes, yes.
I need the tickets punched, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does a lot, and it opens up your eyes, you know, as a student here at Oakland University.
Yeah, fantastic.
Dick, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to sit down with us and to tell viewers a little bit about the art gallery and yourself.
Not at all. Thanks for having me on.
Stay tuned for more Explore You after the break.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Welcome back to Explore OU. I'm your host, Lucy Price, and let's get back to the show. In the spirit of St. Patrick's Day, our resident Irishman, Matt McCormick, went around and quizzed various OU students on St. Patrick's Day and Irish history. Let's see how knowledgeable the students are.
What's up, Explore You? I'm Matt McCormick, and we're here today at the OC to talk to the students and see what they know about St. Patrick and the Irish people. Let's check it out. About that time of year again, you know, when my people are finally celebrated for once.
Your people?
It's St. Patrick's Day, so I've got some
Nice.
St. Patrick's Day questions to ask you.
I thought you just meant like white people.
No,
Okay.
no, there's difference.
Okay.
There's many different kinds of white people. So the first question is, was St. Patrick even Irish?
No.
What was he?
Polish.
Scottish.
Shoot!
Was St. Patrick Irish?
Yes.
No, he wasn't. He was Scottish, actually. So that's one wrong for you, Kenny.
I don't know. I think he might just be an idea. Was he an actual person?
Yes.
Huh.
He lived.
News to me.
In the 5th
News
century.
to me. Okay. The 5th century. All right.
Yes.
No, he was actually Scottish. It's definitely the trickiest trick question. It's the 400s.
Yeah. I understand how centuries work.
Was St. Patrick Irish?
Yep.
No, he was like you. He was Scottish.
Oh, he was? Yeah, okay, there we go. So he was not Irish.
No, he wasn't. That is a correct guess. What was Ireland's original national color? Blue, brown, red, or green?
I'm gonna say brown.
Wrong again, man. It's blue. Originally, it was blue. I don't know why, but it was blue.
What color is Guinness? I'm gonna say blue.
You are correct. Blue, brown, red, or green?
I'm gonna go with blue.
Blue it is.
Brown.
Why?
Because leprechauns are sort of brown. Like they have brown pants.
Do they have brown pants?
I don't know.
What is Ireland's nickname? The Greenland, the Emerald Isle, the Verde Fields, the Shores of Jade.
I assume it's not the Spanish one. I'm gonna go with the Emerald Isles.
The Shores of Jade.
Yeah?
Yeah. Was it?
No.
I'm gonna go with the Emerald Isle.
If you went with that, you'd be very correct. A leprechaun is actually an Irish shoemaker, thief, midget, or magician.
Magician.
Final answer? He made shoes.
I knew it. I should have said shoemaker.
Shoemaker. Oh, magician, for sure. They got magic gold? Yeah.
And the whole tricks thing that would play into it?
Yeah, exactly.
He was actually a shoemaker.
A shoemaker. They always got stylish shoes. They got like buckles and stuff on their shoes.
Where is it rumored that leprechauns bury their pots of gold? In a tiny home covered in moss, beneath a three-leaf clover, at the end of a rainbow, or under the Blarney Stone?
The rainbow.
Yeah. It's not really that much of a trick question. I feel like we all, Lucky Charms pretty much gave us.
Yeah.
At the end of a rainbow.
End of a rainbow, baby. Everybody knows that.
At the end of a rainbow.
Do you know what a Blarney Stone is?
I assume big rock. A large rock.
Essentially, yeah.
In their home under a cloth.
Yeah? Not even the moss, but a cloth?
Did you say moss or cloth?
Moss.
Cloth.
So at home under a cloth, not at the end of a rainbow, which everyone else will tell you, and Lucky Charms and all. So you think it's somewhere else because no one's found it yet, so it's obviously
I
not.
think you're smarter than people think.
If you don't wear green on St. Patrick's Day, what will happen to you? You will get slapped in the face, you have to do a shot, you get pinched, or nothing. It's just another day.
Can we have like an all of the above option?
People throw things at you. I don't know.
People have thrown things at you?
I wanted a good answer.
Technically, you get pinched, but wait, you've had things thrown at you?
No.
We need to break that down for a second.
You get pinched.
Yeah.
You get pinched.
How hard?
Very hard.
All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it for me here today. I had a lot of fun running around educating y'all on some Irish knowledge, but I have to go reserve a limo for the holiday, so I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Matt. How funny. It looks like some of the Oakland students could use a little brush up on their holiday knowledge. Before we leave you, we're going to check out some of the fun and educational events that are happening at OU in the month of March that you don't want to miss. Check it out. That's all the time we have for today. Be sure to tune in next month for another fun and exciting episode of Explore OU. I'm your host, Lucy Price, and I'll see you next time, OU.